I know your works, that you're neither hot or cold. I would rather you be cold or hot, so then because you are lukewarm and neither cold or hot, I will spit you out of my mouth. Because you say, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing, and know not that you are wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. It's from Revelation chapter 3, verse 15 through 17. In other words, this verse is talking about two-faced people. Have you ever looked at it that way? Well, that's the way God sees it, or rather sees you, if you're not that way. And if you think of it in that term, then you begin to understand how God feels. How many of you like dealing with someone two-faced? And I know it's safe to say none of you, even though some of you fit the description, and yet we're ready to point the finger at someone else who's been two-faced. But we must always look in the mirror to make sure it's not the person we see in the mirror. We got people who love to play both sides, the side of right, the side of wrong, the side of righteous, the side of unrighteous, the side of truth and the side of lies, the side of Satan and the side of Jesus. Think about it. God would rather you be hot or cold, because that way he can better deal with you rather than you being lukewarm. And being lukewarm, you play both sides of the fence, therefore making you deceptive, just like Satan, which is why God can't and will not stand it. And increasingly, prominent people in the ministry are being exposed, and God is about to spit them out like vomit, regurgitate and throw them back out, because the same people apparently like to wallow in the mud like a pig. There are many words and phrases for these type of people. Backstabbers, two-faced, wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, wouldn't trust you no further than I can throw you. And if your lips are moving, you're lying, just to name a few. It's time to get back to being men and women of your word. It's time to get back to the word itself. It's time to continue or get back to integrity. It's time to be honorable and truthful in all you do and say. And it's time to get back to God. So for this, I pray for the leaders of God, the ministers, pastors, bishops, and any person in some type of leadership. Well, now that I think about it, we all are in some way, shape, or form ministers or leaders. So I pray that we all act accordingly and be not like the person that God spits out, but be that person who God says, well done, good and faithful servant. For this I pray that there is an immediate turnaround and repentance of said leaders, because a house cleaning is coming, enough said.